My name is Greg Zackwitz, Senior E-commerce expert here at Omnisend, and I'm joined today by Thomas Shumkis, owner of 123Presets. And we're here to talk kind of about a deliverability love story here. So Thomas, why don't you do a quick introduction? Tell us about who 123Presets is, what you guys sell, how long you've been in business, and kind of walk us through some level setting if you could.
Yeah, sure. I'm happy to do that. Actually, 123Presets is like a place where you can buy Lightroom presets. Probably like five or even more people from 10 will not know about that, what we can do with that, but it's digital product. You can basically edit your photos by using Lightroom presets. So you simply, take picture, apply preset. It's like a photo filter, and you can, have very nice effect on your pictures to post on social media or just to have them or to print them or something like that. But basically, yeah, we are in business for, I don't know, now it's probably like 6 years. We are biggest in the world, one of the biggest, I could say that. And yeah, we have more than 250,000 customers already using our products. And yeah, we are in e-commerce, we are doing great, and yeah, something like that.
Excellent. And congratulations on all the success. Obviously, you're using Omnisend, so we're going to talk about email and things of that nature. I'm assuming you do marketing channels across the board, though. I'm assuming you're on paid social, paid search. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but can you talk just very briefly about all the marketing channels you might be using?
Yeah, actually, we have digital products. So of course we are using like all the Meta, Google, tried a lot, TikTok, Pinterest, Twitter, Reddit, Quora, you name it, we tried it. And now we have going on, with major things, so Google ads, Meta ads, of course, email marketing, Omnisend helping us a lot. So it's big game changer for us. We'll talk about that for sure. And yeah, all the channels, organic one as well, influencer marketing. It's kind of now not so good as it was before, but as well, we're trying to do that too. So basically trying to be everywhere, yeah.
Excellent. Has the potential TikTok ban in the States, which it's not going to get banned, but ban, not ban, ban, not ban. Has that given you guys any pause? I know we're off topic a little bit, but any pause, or are you just continuing to go with what you're
We are continuing to go. I think because the TikTok was not our major, I don't know why, but somehow it's not working so well for us. I could say that. So it's not a big deal for us, but yeah, it still matters. Yeah.
Good. Very good. All right, let's circle back to deliverability then. So that's what I do. I go on tangents here, but I think it's people have been asking us questions about this all the time, so I figured I'd throw one out there. Okay, so you're here to talk about deliverability. So you guys had a deliverability issue, repaired deliverability. I want to kind of walk through that from ground zero up to modern day here. But this presumes if you have a deliverability issue, you also are sending emails. So let's level set a little bit, and then we'll get into kind of what prompted you to understand that maybe you did have a deliverability issue. So how long you've been in business? You said for 6 years. Have you been doing email marketing for that whole 6 years? Walk us through kind of what you're doing from an email side and how you're collecting email addresses.
Yeah, so our journey, I cannot, remember our, first, email campaign we have sent. I cannot remember that date, but it was like 4 years ago, something like that. And yeah, we started from, simple campaigns, no automations, nothing, of course. And yeah, pretty basic things. And yeah, and then, yeah, of course, we had, no big knowledge or something. I was like, okay, we can do email marketing or something, but how we can do. As always, I go to YouTube. I, try to things what to do. I try to find new people who can do that. And yeah, something like that. And we just basically started, and yeah, and the things was good. And after we had problems, of course, deliverability problems, and Omnisend got us covered. I think I could say that, yeah.
All right, so let's talk about those problems here. So back when I used to work with brands, right, we realized there's a problem. You start to see open rates. That's your first indication. Typically, you start to see those open rates go down, and then there's usually a threshold there, especially with Gmail. I think the other ISPs have caught on here, But it used to be like you get to 12, then 10, and then 8. And once you get to 8, you could drop the 1. And once you get to 1, you're like, oh yeah, I'm in the spam folder here. What was the first indication for you all that hey, there might be an issue here that we need to start looking at?
Yeah. So it was, because at that time I noticed it. It was like, so I noticed that the revenue dropped. So I noticed that somehow we not getting so many orders from email. And I decided, okay, so what's wrong? Is it wrong with subject lines? Is it wrong with content, or maybe audience or something like that? And at that moment, not by myself, I'm not creating those campaigns. Maybe the person who did that, maybe that's a mistake, excluded some audiences, some segments, or something like that. And I noticed that we are going to spam folder, and I noticed it only after 1 month. I mean, it was like 1 month we are going to spam, and it was very big issue for us. And I remember that I'm trying to contact customer support of very big brand, I could say, and they helped nothing for us. I mean, the generic answers, generic ideas what to do, and then at that time, yeah, we needed to do something, and yeah, somehow it figured out that Omnisend helped us. Yeah.
Okay, so this was with the previous provider, and
Yeah.
then you switched over. Uh, I think the one fallacy that a lot of people believe is if you're with one provider, any provider at all, and you've got bad deliverability practices, moving to another provider immediately helps that, which is not true, right? You still have to take remediation to that.
Yeah.
So you start to see this, hey, my email is going to spam folder. We're losing revenue here. There's kind of that like, uh-oh moment, right? The panic might set in a
Yeah.
little bit. You went to support as your first cue, and you said they were mostly unhelpful here. Came over Omnisend. What were the first things? Was that conversation with Omnisend at that point? It's like, hey, I'm having deliverability issues. I need some help here. Or like walk us through the initial steps of what I did step 1 and step 2
Yeah.
to help
Yeah.
solve this problem.
Yeah, so maybe I could tell you the story. So the story of Omnisend started with Gintare. Gintare is our key account representative.
Customer success manager.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sharon Bintara.
Yeah. So it was Gintare was game changer, and I kind of technical guy, but not email technical guy. I do not know how to do things here, what's the important, what's not. And with Gintare help, we started to plan things. First of all, we need to do something about our email, not email, but domain. Because our domain, it was like going to spam folder. So we created subdomains and trying to change that thing and trying to separate campaigns and automations on different subdomains. So I think it was major thing for us as well to do that. Of course, we as well, I remember that we have fixed those DKIM records or something like that. Yeah, it was kind of technical thing, but we need to do that to keep, a good shape of, account, to fix the account settings, email settings, and after you can do something else. But the first thing you need to keep simple and fix the most important thing. So domain, all the settings, all the connections with I think it was most important part. So I remember that we started that. We fixed everything with Gintare's help, with Omnisend help. We implemented those strategies to improve our, I think, authority score or brand score. I mean, a reputation score. I don't know how to name it, but the thing is that we improved a lot, and we started our warm-up process. So it was, not sending 100,000 emails at once and crash our, authority, but we started low, started from warm audiences, from people who engage most. It was simple, but it was effective. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So I have a question about that, because that is, I think, a pain point for a lot of people when they have issues where it's a good practice to warm up properly
Yeah.
send to engage contacts. But there's also on the backside kind of a general hesitation from a lot of people saying, well, say I've got 100,000 contacts and I've got 10,000 engaged, really engaged, I want to start warming up to it. That the initial hesitation with a lot of people is going, oh man, I'm not sending to 90,000 people. I'm going to lose all this revenue and I can't afford to do that. And then they continue the practices. How did those conversations go in? How were they taken internally? Did you have conversation among your team members? Was there hesitations? I want to kind of dig into that a little bit if I can.
Yeah, sure. I totally agree with that part that I thought, oh my God, we will lose a lot of revenue because we need to start from, low point of, sending only 1,000 emails or something as an example. But actually, I was super surprised that the revenue, we send like first email was sent to 5,000 people or something like that. And we got, I could say same amount of, not same amount, of course, but it was very huge number. It was big difference between what I thought and what it is actually, because you're sending emails to most engaged audience, and they're most likely to, to click, to buy, to engage, and it's very good because you see that your audience, the hot audience, the warm audience, is performing 10x better than any cold audience. Like it could be 100,000 people who are not engaging with your emails, and 10,000 who are loving your emails. So it's a big difference, and it was a game changer for us to understand that too. Yeah.
So as you move on, so you've created subdomains, separated your automations from your campaigns, set your DKIM, right? You kind of go through all the technical process of getting all that as a step one. You start warming up those subdomains with engaged contacts. As best recollection, as you started going through that warm up process, about how long did it take, and when did you start filtering in some of those, some of the rest of the group? I don't want to say unengaged, but the less hot group, if you will.
Yeah. Actually, at first, I would like to point out that previously we even not take care of those inactive subscribers or active subscribers. We just, as I said, it was time then I do not know how to do email marketing. I don't know how to do, what's the best practices. I'm trying to do that, but I'm not, expert. So we just sending everyone, not segmenting, doing nothing. And after, joining Omnisend, changing our tactics, strategies, something we got, some inactive subscribers, segments. And after we are unsubscribing them because we are not engaging, and, keeping our, as I can say, subscribers list hygiene as maximum as we can. So we will not interrupt people who don't want to be interrupted. And those people actually not converting well, not clicking, not opening our emails. So it's very important to do that. And then I think it's, one of the key changes we made. So we made, segmentation in our audience and after doing so, you're even more likely, people are loving your emails more because you're sending relevant content to the relevant people. Yeah, so something like that.
Yeah, so you jumped to one of my questions already, which is awesome.
Okay.
So I was gonna ask about that. I appreciate you saying that because it's really common just talking to different brands that everyone talks about segmentation, but few, I don't say few, but a lot of brands don't do it either because they think it's really complex. They're scared. We talked about scared of losing revenue. If I don't send to them, I'm not going to get any revenue here. I've got to send to them all the time. And in some cases, that might be true. In other cases, they're unengaged for a reason, or they're less engaged for a reason, right? So I think segmentation strategy really important, even if it's just changing the send cadence to put those odds in your favor. So, Thomas, as you started going through this process, started making those changes to mitigate and improve deliverability, how long did it take before you started noticing some positive changes and trending in the upward direction?
Yeah, so surprisingly, it was not too long time, I could say. It was, so we started slow, 1-2 week. And I think even after third or fourth week, we've been already seeing, very good positive results. And after maybe fifth week or something, we even sent our first campaign to 80,000 something people. And it took like 1.5 months to fully get, on good shape and increase our, sending emails, list, and then everything was perfect. And it's like, yeah, I could say 1.5 month, yeah, something like that.
Excellent. Yeah. So patience, right? Seems like a long time in the email world. You go, oh, a month and a half, but a little bit of patience, doing it right, and you'll set yourself up for success, especially when it comes to holiday season time, right? At these peak times or whatever your particular brand's holiday is, right? That could be Valentine's Day or whatever, but making sure you have good deliverability there. While we're on the segmentation topic here, I know you don't do the emails on a day-to-day basis, right? You've got a guy that does that for you or a lady that does that for you. We have a question from Lars that came in on segments. And he says, what key segments did you establish? So you mentioned cadence, but can you walk through, as best you know, like what are those critical segments that you guys now do that you weren't doing before?
Yeah, so as we do not do any segments, so it's critical, but we have now segments. So the first thing is to, then we're sending, I could, tell my story, how we do, how the best performing campaigns do. So actually we have, for example, all subscribers, and if we want to reach maximum amount, it's like Black Friday or something. So we are trying to reach our subscribers, but actually we are excluding our inactive subscribers. So we have a flow, automation flow, which indicates which subscribers are inactive. We have kind of, I don't know, 20 or 25 parameters added to see those, inactive subscribers. If they get to that list, they will get additional email with option to, opt in again and get emails. Or if they will not click, not open that email, we'll just opt out those subscribers. So the first thing is to have an active subscriber segment. After that, we have, of course, a warm audiences like purchasers, people who engage with our content in website. If we have, like, for example, I don't know, like Black Friday emails, we want to, not to push emails every week to same audience, but we want to get as maximum possible revenue to get from our email list. So we're trying every weekday to just segment those people and not send, for example, to all subscribers, but send to our, best purchasers from Black Friday last year or something like that. So those specific segments helps us as well. But I could say that those inactive subscribers excluding will help you a lot if you want to, just to be sure that you're sending in good shape and excluding those subscribers. Yeah, so yeah, something like that.
Perfect. Do you mind if I ask what you guys consider inactive? Is it haven't opened in X period of time and haven't purchased, or?
Yeah, so I could say that the Gintara helped us a lot. Yeah,
Okay.
and she helped us to do that. Because I do not remember exactly, but for example, I could say like a person who not opened email for 15 times in last 6 months, and as well not visited our website for past 6 months. Something like that. If you don't know how to set up that, you can just go to customer support on Omnisend. They will help you for sure. But it's very complex thing. So you can do a lot of different variables. You can add, there's a lot of things you can add, even people who do not added any products to cart, to not clicked on message, do not, yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. I would say for any brands who are listening, right, you need to take your own send cadence into account here. So if you're sending, I used to work with a brand who would send 21 times a week, right? So if you're doing last 15 messages That's a week, right? So you got to base it with your own setting cadence as well in your own business and types of products, obviously with price point stuff. So there's always that caveat there. So but I appreciate the insights, and people can shape that to their own business needs. Um, all right. So you mentioned personalization. It is help because it's helped engagement. The more engagement, more opens, more clicks. The more the ISPs love you, right? They think you're a good sender. Uh, you talked about segmentation on the personalization side, but automation you mentioned before, which is just another form of another form of personalization, where they're behavior-based messages. They're sent to individual contacts, relevant, personalized, timely. Could you share some light about your personalization tactics, whether it's on a campaign level or if it's just not specifically on a campaign level and more geared toward engaged contacts? Walk us through your automation a little bit. What types of automation do you guys have, and how are they working for you?
Yeah, I could say that automations basically even getting more revenue than the campaigns. So it's very strong. I could say channel for us. I mean, if we go with campaigns channel and automations channel, so it's very important. And the most crucial part, if someone listening and do not have automations, of course, it's abandoned cart automations, browse abandonment for the products. It's very important as well. It's important to have welcome series for people who opt in to your customers, subscribers base, and you want to warm their journey with you. And if you have a good automation with welcome email series, you can add your for us, very good working. So we have one welcome email where we just sending quick welcome to the family, some benefits of our brand, best products, quick, a review of our company or something like that. And after we have personal message from myself, just plain text, email to people just to know behind the story, what we are doing, what I'm doing, and yeah, something like that. It's very important. I think that's very important to have strong welcome email flow as well as other automations like cross-sell, upsell. I mean, cross-selling. Even for example, if someone listening who have physical product, there is even more possibilities with automations, because you can send emails to restock items, for example, to have you can have automations to even actually I implemented very good one on my other e-commerce brand. Of course, we're using Omnisend too, but we after you get order, so you can customer waiting for the delivery. So we even doing order follow-up automation, but not only order confirmation type of thing, but as well we are already warming up his journey with our brand. So we are preparing him what to expect. Then he will get our product, what to how to act, and it's like we see very good results. Then customer, we have like for example, we have 5 to 6 days delivery time, and I know that if we'll send email after 5 days with instruction how to use our item, the customer will be happy. It will be engaged content, and it will represent our brand as caring brand, and so on. So, and even I can name more automations. I think you can even think a lot of things, like you can collect data from customers like birthdays. You can send birthday automation discount type of things, or you can automate even discounts if someone last year used a Valentine's Day discount. You can automate this thing and send engaging content again and again. So it's very important, and you have even less work to do with automations, because automations don't work for you. Yeah, so it's really very, very, very important.
Yeah, the detail was excellent. So thank you for that. You didn't mention the other brand. Let's go ahead and give a shameless plug here. If you're okay mentioning it, what's the other brand? What's the name? And the products.
Yeah, sure. So it's Candelera candle. It's like pearl candle. You fill a candle like candle sand. I don't know if you will maybe you saw any, ads or something on internet. It's very viral now, so we are doing that, and I think it's great. Yeah, so it's candle which can be used in any container. You just pour those candle sand, pearled candle in any container, add the wick, and light it up. So basically like that. Yeah.
There you go. Beautiful. I'm a huge fan of post-purchase emails. And I love the fact that you mentioned like the how to use type email. I think these things are vastly underutilized in the industry and they are so awesome. I love getting them. Side story, we had a question from someone that asked what the name of the brand was too. So we're double dipping, killing two birds with one stone here. To double up on that story, I used to work with a brand that sold like really high end artificial Christmas trees, right? And it's like watching a Pinterest thing, right? You see this beautiful thing, you try to make it yourself, and you're like, what is this at the end? But they used to have a similar problem where the tree just didn't look as good, and the customer service was constantly being inundated with phone calls, especially in the holidays, because when people are buying them, like, hey, my tree doesn't look like it does. And they created a post-purchase email, how to fluff your tree the right way, right? In a YouTube video, and it showed them how to do it. And it cut down the customer service calls. They were able to cross-sell and upsell accessory items at a higher clip for it. So it kind of helped all around, but people loved it, right? And you feel more attached to a brand. So I like you saying that, and I just want to go on it because I think if you're a brand today and you have the opportunity to send some sort of how-tos, tips and tricks, recipes, content as a post-purchase, definitely do it. It'll help your audience here a little bit.
And actually, I remembered one automation I very like. It's like, it's called Your Opinion Matters campaign. So, I mean, so it's not like a get review campaign, but it's a campaign where we are doing like a giveaway. You can, win up to 100 euros gift card if you will fill out the survey and you will answer most critical parts of of your purchase. For example, maybe you have any ideas how to improve your product, maybe there was any difficulties, something like that, and people are engaging, they're entering honest details. You're improving your brand, you're improving relation with customers, you're improving experience. So this automation as well is working very well. And I just wanted to, if everyone wants to do kind of thing, it's very working. It's I think it's important to do that, so you get feedback, and it's kind of easy to do.
Excellent. And I think one of the benefits of that, when people can interact with a brand, even if it's via email or provide feedback for it definitely makes them feel more connected to a brand. So I love the fact you said it, but I love the fact you're doing it as well, because I assume it works for you. But it opens a dialogue, right? And that dialogue is critical, especially in today's age where there's a lot of commodity out there and a lot of sameness across the board. Thomas, we're close to wrapping up here. I did want to mention, going through the story on our website, you mentioned, and you touched on it a little bit today as well, but I want to dig into it just for a second here. You mentioned that click rates went up significantly after improving the deliverability. So obviously, the more opens you get, the more clicks you're going to get, but you had a baseline click rate before. So if you're saying it went up, that means you've engaged a little bit better than you did before. You mentioned personalization a little bit, but is there something specific you might have learned or advice you'd offer to others who are maybe struggling with getting click rates? Like, how did you actually improve click rates?
So we because of the Omnisend, I could say Omnisend has really easy to do design part. I mean, the design part to do well working email for the subscribers. What I want to say is that we actually improved our header of the email. So we added clear logo, added menu. People actually are clicking that menu, different categories. For example, we have Lightroom presets. We have presets for video. We have how-to instructions. You can, For example, any physical store has different products. So you have a menu, a single a line of menu. And after that, we have a banner section always. And what we did wrong is that we do not add any call to actions. So we even improved, small things like call to action button, like red button, shop now, learn more, read more, something like that. It will definitely improve your click rates. It's the first thing. And the structure, if you will make same feel, same design, like branded emails, then you're sending quality content. I think it will even help more to engage people. They will feel more something like they're entering a, I don't know, luxury store. They see the email, maybe something will be here interesting, maybe not, but I will click. So we improved that thing too. So we improved the design part, the header, the banner, the content. Previously, I remember that we sent, very long emails. I don't know, very long emails, and it was not working for us, for example. But we just tested out that short emails performs better sometimes. So different type of campaigns, different type of, if you want to run discount, maybe it can be short email. If you want to promote some series of collection products, maybe it can be longer. Maybe you can add some text, call to actions, and not to forget, add those things. It will help to get more more clicks, more click rates. It will, something like that, I think, and that skyrocket the click rates, of course, and we engage with more people. The deliverability rate went up, so everything was crazy, and I'm super happy, about that.
Excellent. Thank you for that. And you mentioned earlier, and I didn't mention it, but I think now's a good time to mention it. But you mentioned what your welcome series looked like in that first message. You had top rated products or top, customer favorites or whatever terminology was.
Yeah.
And I love inclusions like that on both campaigns, but especially welcome messages, because people are new to the brand, right? They're probably shopping at that point or interested in shopping. So guiding them somewhere, and I think that's what the menu bar does too, right? It guides them somewhere and gives them that option. So any brands looking to improve click rates, take Thomas's advice, but also look at that welcome message and see if you can guide the customer journey a little bit more than just saying, hey, shop now, and they don't know where to go because they're new to the brand, right? So I think it's really important. So if I could summarize this, Thomas, you guys had a problem. You recognized the problem. You noticed it a lot of people noticed it from open rates plummeting. You guys noticed it from revenue. You're like, what's going on here? And that kind of led you down that path. You made a step to address it, right? First contacting customer support of a different company. You said they weren't helpful. A lot of people get comfortable and they're like, okay, we'll just go with it, right? And you guys took the extra step to, how do we solve this? Because it compounds, right? Loss of revenue here, that gets worse, and that revenue starts stacking. Now you're like, oh man. You guys made a plan. You had help with Omnisend on that. Shout out Gintara and support team as well. So you made a plan. You stayed patient with it. You mentioned it was 4 to 6 weeks, right? You had to take the technical steps, took the time, stayed with the course, and now you're seeing increased revenue, increased opens, click rates. And you guys have a segmentation, a personalization strategy from it now, and you guys are using automations, which is awesome. So those were the steps that I took away from it. Anything you want to add to that?
I think, basically like that. It sounds simple. You need to do that. Maybe not so simple, but I could say it to everyone, after you will do it, you will see how much it worths to the company. I could say that from email, we are getting from 20 to 30% of revenue. I have different brands, different brands has different revenue from emails, but it's very important. The channel is super important. Sometimes people think that email, it's not performing, but it's performing very well if you're keep your list of subscribers well, if you're doing right things, if you are set up everything correctly, you have automation, sending campaigns, we have plan. If you have right plan, you will be very successful and it will work. I can guarantee that it will work. Yeah.
Excellent. So Thomas, we have a question that came in regarding your pop-up. So They've obviously done the website. They said you have a Wheel of Fortune, but they said in Germany, the Wheel of Fortune is quote unquote badly cast because it's associated heavily with Temu. How does the Wheel of Fortune work for you?
Yeah, so so for 123Presets, it's working very well. I mean, it's working. We are using only like its primary form to collect the subscribers. For example, for another brand, Canlera, we are kind of using different strategies. So we have mystery discounts, so people don't know, the discount percentage. They want to add the email. So we have different approach there, but you need to test it out. So for some brands it will work out, for some not. It's normal, yeah.
Yeah, I always say those when I used to be a consultant. I say, I'm going to give you the consultant cop out right now. I'm going to tell you to test it, right? But sometimes it's true advice. So,
Okay.
yeah. So, thanks for that. I agree with you when it comes to pop-ups, right? Different audience. They always say it's different strokes, different folks, right? Different audiences are gonna, based on what you're shopping for, price points, timing. It's all gonna matter a little bit. So, I'd say if it doesn't work, don't do it. Right?
Yeah.
Play around with it, but always having a nice starting point and perspective is good there. Gentle reminder for the audience here. We're getting close to wrapping up. Actually, we're pretty close to wrapping up here. If you have any questions for Thomas, please use the Q&A functionality. I'm going to give you just a minute here and hit Thomas with a question to kind of kill time there a little bit. But Thomas, let's talk about your favorite meal. So what is your favorite dish that if you could only eat one thing the rest of your life, you're going to eat that?
I could say pizza.
Okay.
I like it. Yeah, pizza is my thing to go. I mean, pizza, even margarita with nothing, with
Okay.
mozzarella. Yeah, I'm just I like pizza. I could say that, but if I need to name another one, it's Ceppeline from Lithuania. I don't know if you know about.
I do. I've had those.
Okay. Yeah, so Ceppeline and pizza, I would say.
Very good. And margarita pizza is your favorite?
Kind of. I like pizza. It could be, margarita or with mushrooms or with, I don't know. I like pizza, yeah.
Okay, very good. All right, it looks like we don't have any more questions coming in. So I'm going to give you some closing remarks before I close this out here. But Thomas, anything you want to leave the audience with that might be struggling with deliverability that either words of encouragement or kind of next steps for them?
Yeah, just I think just follow the advices we talked here today, and everything will be okay. And yeah, if you will have any, struggles or questions or something, and you want to just write to me, I'm open to talk about anything. I'm, business guy. I like to discuss about things. Yeah, so if I will know something, I will try to share it, and yeah, something like that.
Amazing. Well, Thomas, thank you for all of your advice. Just talking through this with us, and hopefully you made someone feel better on the backside. There is a lot of it in the tunnel. Obviously, feel free to contact either a customer success manager if you have one here at Omnisend, or a support team would be happy to help you out. So Thomas Shumkus, everyone, 123Presets. That is 123presets.store. And also Candelera, candle.eu. If my eyes work correctly here, small.
And .com working as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. So any questions for Thomas, feel free to reach out to him. You can stalk him down on LinkedIn, I'm sure, and connect. So any questions, please let anyone at Omnisend or Thomas know. Thank you for attending today. And until next time, happy marketing, everyone.